Hi, what is up guys? JaretCampisi. Welcome back to the channel. Today is an exciting video because I'm going to be doing a first ride and review on the 2020 Ducati Monster 821 Dark Stealth. Enjoy. Okay, so like always, we're gonna have the beautiful Christina K model on the bike for us. So as I mentioned, this is a 2020 Ducati Monster 821 Dark Stealth Edition. Shout out to Ducati USA for sending this over for myself and for Christina to ride. Yeah, you're looking at a V-twin motor, putting out about 109 horsepower, about 63 foot-pounds of torque. This is the highest 821 model you can get, and then from this you step up into the 1200s from there. But I gotta tell you guys, of all the 821s, I've always loved these models, especially when I was back trying to decide on my first bike before I bought the Gixxer. I was looking at the Monsters as well. They were a little out of my price range at the time, but I just think that this is such a beautiful bike. They did such a good job with the paint scheme, with the matte finish satin, and then the cool little like reddish orangish highlights, and they carry on to the wheels and stuff too. But it's just a beautiful looking bike. I believe this one has some aftermarket parts like the Termi slip-on with the carbon pipes, which look really nice. This back here is actually a cowl you can take off, so you can put a passenger on the back. There's the rear foot pegs right there. But this is a really great bike because it's something Christina can ride, and it's something that smaller people can handle. You know what I mean? Shorter people, yeah, we already checked earlier when she wasn't in sandals, and she can get her feet down, pick up the bike, move it around just fine. But yeah, you were deciding between pretty much this and the Panigale, right? When you were looking at bikes for yourself? Yeah.
It's such a more comfortable riding position,
yeah,
and it looks cool.
It does look cool.
Power.
Yes.
I don't need to be on a crotch rocket.
Yeah.
Or can I, you know? I don't know.
It just depends what kind of looks you want, really.
Yeah, I'm excited to give this a try.
Yeah, so after you guys watch my review and walk around on this bike, you can pop over to Christina's channel and see how a smaller person, what, she's 5'4", 115 pounds, see how she handles the bike. But yeah, I'm really excited for this one. The cool thing about this bike in this range at the 110-ish horsepower, it's a small bike, it's pretty light, pretty easy to handle, is anyone from a beginner or intermediate, where Christina is, to even, you know, I wouldn't call myself expert, but I'd say I have a lot more experience, can ride this bike and have fun on it. So it does have rider modes. It has a full safety package on it, has a full TFT display now, which is really nice. And you can see like how nice the dash looks, and I'm sure there's every mode probably changes like how it looks. It's in sport mode right now. You see it has ABS, it has traction control. I believe it has wheelie control as well, and that's like part of their safety package that they call for this bike. And the cool thing is it has rider modes, and within those rider modes there's actually power modes. So when you go from sport to touring to urban, you get different power. So if you are buying this as a beginner bike, which I think you totally could, you could keep it in urban or whatever the lowest power mode is, and probably get around the 60, 70-ish horsepower and a lot more like comfortable throttle response. And you could learn on this bike, and you have all the safety features. You have a really cool looking bike. There's tons and tons of stuff you can do to this thing to modify them and make them look really nice. And I mean, even just right out of the box, Christina said too, it looks really nice just right out of the box. And it's just, they just did a hell of a job with this thing. It's coming in right around the 12,000 price range, and it's not too bad. You figure if you do, you know, typical 5 years financing, you're probably looking at like 120 bucks a month, maybe less depending on what you put down. I think that's, you know, super affordable, and for a very premium bike, dude. I'm excited to ride this if you couldn't tell already. So I think, teens, you want to just start it up for us? I'm not sure if we'll be able to do any revs, but we can at least start it so they can hear the exhaust. Oh, it sounds good, dude. See, that's that classic twin sound. You guys will get to hear it. Really good.
Not expected to sound
no,
like that.
It sounds good. That's that classic twin, dude.
That sounds really good.
Yeah, I'm so excited to ride this thing. Okay, I think that's about all there is for the walk around. It's a pretty simple bike, but it's got everything you need to have a really good time. So I'm gonna hop on it and take it for a spin. All right, so here we are, guys, on the 2020 Ducati 821 Dark Stealth Edition, and right off the bat, I can tell you this bike is so tiny. Like, look at how easily I can flat foot this bike. I still have room, my knees are bent, so it's gonna work for any size rider. It sounds so good, dude. Wait until you hear this exhaust. So I believe it has the up map as well. Dude, this thing sounds so good. Listen to that. Oh my god. Oh my god, guys. Oh man, this thing is sick. I really like this bike. I've always wanted a Monster 1200. Oh yeah. Dude, the sound of it. Oh, and it's popping and crackling. So the mirrors are pretty similar to the Streetfighter. They work. They're not the best, but I would just put bar end mirrors on this anyway. But man, this thing is freaking cool, dude. I will say, so I'm 5'10" and 175 pounds. It's weird how small, like little space there is between where I'm sitting and this gauge right here. I mean, it's a really, like, it's like 2 feet, you know? So it feels like a very small bike. Oh man, it's so good, dude. So, obviously I've been riding the Streetfighter, the 2020 V4 Streetfighter. It doesn't have that, I mean, it's half the power of the Streetfighter, but it has such a cool delivery of the power. It feels really, really cool, man. It's a really fun bike. This would be a phenomenal beginner to intermediate bike for you guys. It's so badass, dude. It's funny because I just got done riding the Hyper Motard, which I liked a lot more than I thought I would. And everyone says that bike's like a hooligan bike, and I do agree, it totally is. I think just because I'm more comfortable with a bike like this, the seating position, the suspension, all of that, I feel like way more of a hooligan on this thing, dude. I did not expect to like this bike as much as I do. It's a really, really fun bike, dude. Brakes are good. It's just so small and just so easy to like move around and handle and stuff. There's just, I don't know, there's so much to be said for that. Oh man. Oh yeah. Dude, this thing is freaking sick. I'm so shocked. Listen to those downshifts. Oh man. Sounds so good. So I was wrong, it doesn't look like it actually has wheelie control. Listen to those pops, dude. It's such a small bike, dude. It's so easy to ride. This windscreen is freaking dope too. It looks cool and it actually provides a good amount of wind resistance so that it's going up and hitting more like my helmet instead of my chest, which is really nice. Yeah, so this bike, like, this is really Ducati's bread and butter. So when this bike came out back in, I believe it was 1993, it was a naked Ducati, right? So it was called a monster because it was like a parts bin special, right? They were just kind of grabbing parts from other bikes, putting it together, and just kind of worked. It just took off. And I believe to this day, it's half of all Ducati sales are one of the monsters range from the monsters. So it really kind of saved the company, because when you're doing high-end sport bikes, it's a very small niche market and they're expensive and they're not really that comfortable for the street. So this bike came along and just changed all of that, and it's just got a massive following. There's so much that you can do to it. There's so many parts you can use to modify this thing, and just really make it your own. Dude, I love this bike. Wow. This is freaking badass, man. You can rip this thing. Wow. See, because it's not too much power, I really need to ride the 1200 now after this, because I'd be really curious to see how that feels. The type of roads that we have around here, and the type of roads that this thing really excels at, is just like twisty back roads, right? See, because there's something to be said for really just being able to fucking rip something wide open, you know, and like really use the bike. It just feels so good to be able to push the bike to what it's capable of doing, instead of having these 200 horsepower bikes that you really can't even use, you know. The fun factor on a bike is using the power band of the bike, right? And this one gets most of its power right around that 6,000 to 8,000 mark, which is, look, I'm at 6,000 right now. It's stuff that you use on the road. This thing is freaking badass, dude. Wow. I really like this bike. It's so light and so easy to handle. You can probably go around roads like this faster than you could on like a Panigale V4 or something like that. Just because it's like so small and so light. I mean, you can just, it's just so easy to ride. The suspension feels good. The whole package together works really well. It doesn't feel like there's too much power for the chassis. The brakes feel perfect for the amount of power that you have. And the handling and everything just, it's got a quick shift up and down. Oh yeah, boys. This is a good bike. This is Christina's little brother, Alex. This is his dream bike right here. So I just pulled over on the way out. I was getting a text message and it was Alex. And he's like, dude, let me know how the Monster is. He wants one of these so bad. I can tell you right now, Alex. He was egging me on. I can tell you right now, Alex, this would be a perfect bike for you. You would be in love with this thing. Obviously, his parents said no, they don't want him to get a bike, so we're kind of holding off, but this would be the bike for Alex. Actually, I think it would be cool to have one of these for Christina and Alex to ride. That would be super, super cool. You can do all kinds of cool stuff to it. I'd put a full system on it from SC Project, the tie system. Oh, it looks so good. Man, I'll tell you what. My all-time favorite bike from Ducati is probably the Diavolo 1260. Right now, I think this might be second. Just as far as fun factor for just going out, having a rip, and not being afraid you're going to go to jail. Obviously, the Streetfighter is a better all-around bike, but like I said, man, that thing revs out to 14,000 RPMs. This thing, like, all the power is just right there. It's cool that they put the quick shifter on, too. If you're... Oh yeah, those crackles. I think I'm gonna pull off right here and film a quick Instagram video. If you're not following me on Instagram, you totally should be. Got some bikers here. Alright, so I pulled off here. I wanted to let you guys listen to the sounds. Ran into some fellow biker fam over here, checking out their bikes, shooting the shit with them, but listen to how good this sounds. Just wanted to let you guys hear this real quick. It's so good. It's so good, dude. And that's just a slip-on. I can't even imagine a full bike. See you guys. All right, let's get back on track with the old first ride here. What a great bike, man. Oh yeah. Man, this thing is sick. This is where a bike like this really excels. Some really cool twisties. Oh yeah! And I'll tell you right now, I can feel this thing wanting to wheelie. If you turn that traction control down, that's awesome. I think you could probably wheelie this thing all over town. Alright, so we did some highway miles. I can't help myself. We did some twisties, and then I always like to try out some like urban, stop and go, red light kind of stuff, just to see how it feels. But I'll tell you what, man, this is a really good bike. It's just so easy to ride, low seat height, nice wide bars, great brakes. That sound, man, just a little slip on. I think it does have the up map because it says Racing Evo whenever you turn it on. But man, it makes such a big difference. I wish I could capture, like, listen to these downshifts. Sounds so good, dude. Oh, let's see what the people think. Do they approve? Nobody cares. Oh, that's pretty typical of motorcycles. See how it feels leaving from a stop. Super smooth and easy. Hey, what's going kind of little buggy show. Look at this thing, dude. It rips so hard. It's so fun to just be able to hold the throttle wide open and just rip this thing, you know, and like really use the bike. What a great machine. Hats off to you, Ducati. This is in my top 5 motorcycles of all time. It's such a fun bike. It's so fantastic. I absolutely love it. I can't wait for Christina to ride it because she's so set on the look of a sports bike, and I used to be that way too when I was younger. But it's all about the ride, man. Obviously you want to like the look of your bike, but I think this thing looks super cool. And I'm really going to be interested to see what she thinks of this compared to the Panigale, which is basically her dream bike, you know. And I was kind of trying to push her towards this one just because there's no heat. It's super comfortable. It can do everything. It still looks cool. You can make it your own. Like, it just makes so much sense, and that's why they sell so many of these things, man. They're just such great bikes. They really are. It's so light, man. The handling, like side to side, freaking rips, dude. Oh, I'm always excited just to hit the downshifts. The quick shifter works really well. Look at that. Upshift, quick shift, downshift, quick shift. Ripping on these roads. Look at this thing, dude. It's so easy. 60 miles an hour around these turns. Soaks up the bumps nicely. Just feels so good. I don't know why this thing just makes me smile. It's so fun, dude. Oh yeah. Freaking thing rips, man. So yeah, I mean, I think that's about it. There's really nothing else I need to see on this thing. It handles stop and go, traffic great, urban city stuff it's great for. Even on the highway here, doing 80 miles an hour, it's not miserable. There is a little bit of wind, but it's not as bad as the Hypermotor. It's not even as bad as the Streetfighter. So it really is a bike that can do it all. I mean, you could have this as your one bike, whether you're a beginner starting out, you can pop this thing into urban mode, keep the power detuned, you got all the safety features that Ducati offers. If you're intermediate, it's a perfect step-up bike. Throw it in sport mode, you got full power, you can rip the hell out of this thing. Tons of stuff to customize it, and all the way if you're even an expert, you just want something to have fun and put a smile on your face. To me, guys, I think this is actually even more fun than the Hypermotard. Probably because I'm just more comfortable with bikes like this, with a little bit stiffer suspension, the riding position, the seat, everything feels a little bit more what I'm used to. But I mean, yeah, even an expert, you can take this thing to the track and rip around like crazy, have a blast on this thing. Obviously you're not going to be chasing lap times, but I mean, for anyone who doesn't care about that, this will be freaking awesome. I actually really want to try the Monster 1200 now, because my favorite bike right now from Ducati, well, just like my favorite bike in general, is the Diavolo 1260. The Streetfighter is a very close second, and then I might even put this third. The Monster 1200 could very well be right up there in that list as well, so I think that's what I need to ride next. But yeah, let me know what you guys think of it. Have you had a chance to ride a Monster 821? Last time I was on one of these was 2016, and this feels night and day different. This feels like such a fun bike. The little safety features that they've added, the power bumps that they've done over the years, just feels really, really good. I love this paint scheme. They knocked it out of the park with this bike. I think it's a super fun bike. If you guys are in the market for something like this, go down to your local Ducati dealer, take one of these out for a test ride, and let me know what you think. If you guys own a Monster, let me know what you think in the, or let me know why you bought one in the comment section below. Again, huge shout out to Ducati USA for sending these bikes out for me to ride and be able to get some feedback for you guys so you can make informed decisions on your own personal bikes, because that's what this is all about at the end of the day. So yeah, there you go, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you so much for watching. We got a ton of content coming. A new bike is on its way here. It's going to be the new build series bikes. We're going to be giving away 2 bikes for the first time ever. So make sure you pop on over to the channel, subscribe for more, and we'll see you all in the next one.